Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock on this Friday night, and we begin this evening with breaking news. 2 people shot on the near north side of Indianapolis. One of them killed, the other in critical condition. Our Logan Gay joins us live tonight near 32nd and Central. So, Logan, what are police telling you right now?
Well, Scott, when police arrived here, they said they found at least 10 people fighting here in the streets. And as you can see right now, investigators are still going through the scene and have this area blocked off. But according to IMPD, officers were called here just after 8 tonight. When they arrived, they found 2 men who had been shot. One of those men died here at the scene. The other was taken to the hospital and is in critical condition tonight. Police are still working to confirm the age of the man who died, but they do say the victim in the hospital is an adult male. Right now, it's unclear how long the street will stay closed, so if you're headed this way, you'll want to plan for a detour. But again, 2 men were shot, 1 died, and the other is in the hospital in critical condition. And as always, if you know anything, IMPD says to reach out to them. Once we get more information, we'll bring you the latest. Scott?
Yeah, hopefully witnesses will contact police and they'll get this solved. Logan, thanks so much. We're going to follow this story closely for you overnight. You'll be able to see any breaking developments on Sunrise, which begins on Saturday at 6 a.m. and, of course, streaming anytime over on WTHR+. Well, tonight things are now calming down after a gusty Friday. Now our attention turns to this weekend and a severe weather threat coming up on Sunday. We're tracking storms that could bring another round of widespread damaging winds. We've got Rob in for Angela tonight. And Rob, this forecast seems to be all over the place, doesn't it?
It's the clash of the seasons, right? You go from 70s to 20s. That's a front that's going to move through and it's going to bring us that chance for severe. I want to explain what you were looking at there earlier with the probability of the storm threat. What you're looking at is what the Storm Prediction Center issues. And when it comes to the level of the threat, 3 on a scale of 1 to 5. It's all based on probabilities. Any given point, what's the chance that you'll have a severe storm within 25 miles? Farther to the south and west, it's about a 50-50 shot that you'll see a severe storm within 25 miles of any given point. Those probabilities go down, but they're pretty significant for this far out, 3 days out, 2-3 days out. Here's the reason why. Temperatures on Sunday are going to surge. By the afternoon, we're talking about near 70 degrees. Then a front will move through. It's going to be a very well-defined front. We're talking about going from near 70 in the early afternoon to evening, dropping the temperatures down into the 20s. That clash of the seasons that I talked about is the reason why we'll have this line of very strong thunderstorms. It's going to be windy out ahead of it, almost as windy as it was today before the storms even arrive. Once the storms get here within this line of storms, it could put those gusts up over severe criteria, 58 miles per hour or higher before it sweeps through. And behind it, we've got to talk about snow. I'll have more on that coming up.
All right, Rob, thanks so much. So anytime severe weather is closing in on central Indiana, make sure you've got our free streaming app on your TV. WTHR Plus is where you can see live Doppler 13 radar and the extended forecast. Well, by now it is now 11:03, meaning some teens could already be home and should be at home under IMPD's curfew enforcement. Our Alex Almanza is downtown for us tonight with the efforts to keep kids safe heading into spring break. Alex?
Do you know where your kids are tonight? Well, IMPD sure hopes that you do, as lots of teens now have a lot of free time in their hands. But IMPD says that once curfew enforcement begins, teens could either find themselves headed home or in the back of a police car. Indy's nightlife grows louder as the sun sets downtown. 20-somethings catching the payday on food, drinks, and a night out. But for younger teens, police say the rules are different. This week, IMPD says it will be enforcing the state's curfew law for those under 18, quote, when necessary.
IMPD can't do this alone, and our kids are worth it, and it will take all of us to make sure that they stay safe.
Metro Police saying current state law doesn't allow kids between 15 and 17 to be out past 1 a.m. on weekends and after 11 p.m. on school nights. For kids 15 and under, it's back home by 11 each night. Kids found out past their curfew without an adult, they could be taken to a safe location known as the Connection Center.
Youth will be met with care, provided snacks and drinks, and we can surround them with resources and people who are trained to help youth find alternative recreational opportunities.
Those resources include an organization called Inner Beauty Program, Inc., which helps mentor teen girls. Crystal Hines is the founder and CEO.
they're usually downtown because they don't know what to do. They're usually, in spaces where they could get in trouble because they don't know what the options are out there.
She says her program gives them options. Ninth grader Kylie Ellis says the program has helped her become a young woman.
Because there's a lot of people here that's dealing with different types of situations, just different types of stuff. When they go home and they come here and they feel like it's a safe place for them to express themselves.
Community leaders say they don't intend to arrest kids or even create a criminal record. They just want to make sure that teens are safe and that parents are involved. In downtown Indianapolis, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
Here's a look at the other stories making headlines tonight. Investigators just identified the man who was found dead in a Westfield home. They say 47-year-old James Lushin had apparent trauma, but police have not said exactly how he died. They're calling it a homicide. Police made that discovery around 7:30 last night at a home on Westfield Road. They're calling the situation isolated and are urging anyone with information about what happened to please come forward. Police here in Indianapolis are confirming the identity of a man found dead in a car on the east side. They say someone shot 22-year-old Gregory Clifton. Investigators have not shared any other information about this case. A Marion County judge will sentence a man next month for a deadly shooting that took place nearly 2 years ago. This week, a jury convicted Gerald Hatcher Jr. of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. Police found 3 men shot near Guyan and Lafayette Roads back in April of 2024. Hatcher also faces charges in a separate deadly shooting that took place in May of 2024. We're getting new insight tonight on budget cuts at IPS. The school district is preparing to lose $7 million next school year. IPS leaders point to changes in state and federal funding along with declining enrollment. Now, according to the Indiana Department of Education, IPS has lost about 10,000 students in the last decade, with just under 20,000 kids enrolled this school year. The luck of the Irish arrives here in Indianapolis. Our crews caught up with people today at the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade in Indianapolis. They got to see floats, bands, and dancers in between wind gusts. St. Patrick's Day is Tuesday. Remember, you can find all of our latest local stories streaming anytime. Just scan this QR code on your screen.